We are tracking Winter Storm Jonas hammering the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. 74 million people under winter weather alerts right now. More than 2 feet of snow already on the ground in some places. Other spots in excess of 30, even at 40 inches. Parts of the New Jersey coastline, they're underwater as coastal flooding has been a huge issue with this storm as well. Our team of meteorologists and reporters are fanned out across the East Coast tracking this massive system spanning 16 states. We've also got experts back here in the lab tracking Jonas's next move. We've got Tom Nizzle, Carl Parker, Michael Lowry, Catherine Prosiv, and we're also talking coastal flooding concerns. We're all going to get to them in a minute, but we want to get you out there in the elements where the snow is falling. Sam Champion is where we start. He's live in New York. And Sam, you know, you've been talking to people with sleds in hand. You going to go out there? You're going to go try to get some air?
Oh, you better believe it, because this has got that little, it's had a little ice mixed in with the snow for the last few hours, Alex. This is great sledding snow. Now, the other thing I will tell you is careful what you point out and careful what you ask for. I'm going to try to show you on the screen of the iPad here. If you've been with us for a couple of hours, you have not seen flakes this size. You just haven't seen them yet. And now the size of the flake is getting a little bit bigger. I got some folks in Connecticut who are sending me pictures, folks in Jersey as well, showing me your larger snowflakes. But here in the city, this is as big as it's been so far. The other amazing thing I want to tell you about being here at the Weather Channel, so I just get an email from Tom Nizzle, winter weather expert. So here's the kind of stuff that we can get here. Snowiest January daily snowfall on record for Central Park, and this is 14.7 inches. That was officially at 1 o'clock. There's more snow now. We've got more on here. Now let's see. Let me just see what we've got here. Also the 7th highest daily snowfall on record, and it's still snowing. Tom says if we get another 2 inches, it would take us to the 3rd highest daily snowfall total on record. So that's not too bad. We're doing pretty good as far as snow goes. Let's take a quick look at the radar and we'll show you exactly what's happening. Last hour on the Weather Channel, one of the things that we were talking about is that back end of the snow. My monitor just went out here, but I wanted to show you that. Back end of the snow is tightening up a little bit in western areas, but one of the things you will notice in that radar shot is that snow band, that narrow focus band of very heavy snow, it looks a little like one of the snowmakers that you see on the mountainsides at ski resorts. It's just that narrow, and it is pumping snow, and it continues to stay right along the edge of Long Island, also through the city here. That's why we feel like we've got several more hours and several more inches of snow. Got a good crowd of people. Say hi to everybody. You're live on the Weather Channel. Please be kind and friendly. Don't do anything you wouldn't do in front of your mom, okay? Just saying. And take a look at the trees. Again, we continue to watch for what might stack up there, because if we've got 14, 15, 16 inches of snow in the area, the good news is we don't have it on the power lines just yet in this area. We don't have it on the tree limbs. If you get that weight, it starts to take the snow, starts to take those limbs down. Limbs down means limbs onto power lines. That is the problem as well. Let me just walk you around. Hello, sir. How are you? You need to wear a hat, sir, please. Okay. Please, hat and gloves. Let me just take you a little bit to the street here, because we're well into the travel ban here, and I see 1 or 2 taxis still out, and I've seen a couple of cars making the runs right here, just through the area. Very light traffic, but remember, no travel is allowed in New York City after 2:30, and it is after 2:30. So let's get to Jen Carfagno right now. The other side of this storm has been the real troubling effects on the coastline from New Jersey and a little bit south as well. And so, Jen, what's happening now in Atlantic City?
Yeah, really from Delaware up the Jersey Shore, there's been a challenge with flooding, and it's been not just really beach issues. It's actually been the challenge on the back bays. Those are the places that have been flooding. I'll talk about that first, and then I want to talk about a couple other things I'm seeing out here. First, though, just look at the waves. You know, this ocean has been churned up all day, and earlier today saw 23-foot waves pretty consistently at Cape May, which is down the coast that way. And so I think it's safe to say that's what we've been dealing with here. We are looking at the waves earlier that came all the way up. We saw that surf at high tide come all the way up, and you know, the entire beach, as you can see, littered with debris right now due to that high tide. But the water here did not get past the dunes, so that wasn't the concern right here. But you know, with this persistent onshore flow, I've been watching that pier way out there. You guys can see this, and Bill's gonna try to focus in on it. I know it's out in the distance far, but I'm wondering about the state of that pier, if something was compromised there, because it looks like some of the boards holding up the pier right there in the middle. They don't look to be secured to the pier itself, so I'm not sure if it was like that before or not. I didn't actually take notice. Now, the Back Bay flooding, I want to give you some more information on that. That was a concern about an hour after the high tide here on the beach. The Back Bay flooding starts, and that's going to be the same challenge again tonight. We've got a high tide just after 7 o'clock here again, and then an hour after that, so we're talking 8 o'clock. Expect the flooding. If you got water earlier today, you will get it again. Earlier today, there was water on some of the roads, excuse me, including the Black Horse Pike, the White Horse Pike. So 2 out of the 3 ways to get in and out of Atlantic City had water on top. So that was it. That will be a challenge again this evening. Folks who had their cars that were parked and water came in, move your car to the Wave parking garage. The mayor says that's open and it's free and you can keep your car there till tomorrow, so you don't have to worry about your car gaining water. There are shelters open. There are 3 shelters open in Atlantic City. If you need a warm place to go, they've got food and beverages, and you'll be comfortable there. So 3 open in Atlantic City. And you know, the town itself is open. The casinos are open. There's plenty of people here who are enjoying, but they're just staying inside, rightfully so. Tonight, temperatures going down into the 20s. So I am concerned about this snow that we're getting right now and the refreezing of everything that's going to happen on the roadways. Challenge will be for travel then, and then again tomorrow. High tide tomorrow morning, Alex. That will be another issue for flooding. Again, Back Bay flooding, and we'll have to watch the beaches as well. Alex, back to you in studio.
Thank you so much, Jen, for that report. We're going to check back in with you soon. Up next, we're going to Philly and D.C. as we leave you in Hagerstown, Maryland.
To sell Strongbow Hard Cider is ice. Oh, and an award for best tasting hard cider. You're in our shot.
No, I'm not.
Strongbow!
Stay.
More stay per roll.
Sit.
More sit per roll.
Watch me. Roll over. Whoops.
More who's training who per roll. Bounty is 2 times more absorbent. So 1 roll of Bounty can last longer than those bargain brands. So you get more life per roll. Bounty, the long-lasting, quicker picker-upper. And try Bounty napkins.
Every insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. For those who've served and the families who've supported them, we offer our best service in return. USAA, we know what it means to serve. Get an insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Alarm systems tell us after a break-in has occurred. So I thought, what if you could prevent burglaries before they happen? My invention, the Ring Video Doorbell, does that.
Hello?
I'm doing free tree trimming estimates.
I'm dating the children right now.
With Ring, you're always home. Ring lets you see and speak with whoever's at your home from anywhere. And with dual power options, you can install Ring in just minutes. Available at ring.com and these fine retailers.
Seems we've hit a roadblock.
That reminds me. Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
1 Philips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Philips.
Coughing, sniffling, and wishing you could stay in bed all day. When your cold is this bad, you need new Theraflu Express Max. Theraflu Express Max combines maximum strength medicines available without a prescription to fight your worst cold and flu symptoms, so you can feel better fast and get back to the job at hand. New Theraflu Express Max, the power to feel better.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Cheez-It Grooves are the perfect union of a Cheez-It and a chip.
You mean like they got married?
I guess.
You'd make a pretty bride in that wedding gown.
Oh, it's a lab coat.
Hey, everyone, Joe's getting married.
I am not.
We take time for our cheese to mature in our crispy Cheez-It Grooves.
We're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
A wind advisory is in effect.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under fair skies with windy conditions. Tonight, mainly clear and windy, low 40. Sunday, a mainly sunny sky, high 60. Sunday night, clear to partly cloudy, low 49. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I really want there to be a venue where people who are trying to make a difference can have a voice and have a place to talk about their passions. Weather, climate, environment, technology, science. They're the topics of our lives right now. So let's talk about it.
10 minutes past the hour as we track Winter Storm Jonas in the D.C. area. Mike Seidel is there. You know, Mike, BWI, Dulles, Reagan, they've all set daily snowfall records. The snow's still coming down hard. We talk about all the impacts that causes around the D.C. area, but you mentioned that you can now legally snow on the Capitol grounds, so I'd imagine you've seen a lot of people heading out to do that.
Yeah, we have. And look at the snow right now. We're at 1/8 S+. Heavy snow. This is the lowest reported visibility so far at Reagan National, just a few miles away. 1/8 of a mile. That's not very far. You can see about a block or so down the street. So far, we've had officially 14.9 inches of snow. Now, that is being added to right now because this is about 2 inches an hour. And if it keeps snowing like this, look at the radar. It's just coming right around down from Baltimore into the nation's capital. No doubt we'll break that 20-inch. We need 20.1 inches to make it the second biggest storm on record. Right now, we're probably sitting at about 17 or 18, which makes it number 3. 18.7 was the first President's Day storm back in 1979 on February 18th and 19th. You cannot even see the walk up to the Capitol now. The Capitol's about 1/3 of a mile away. The rotunda, that's completely gone. The wind, it's not gusting over 40, but it's gusting at times close to 30 miles an hour. And look down Louisiana Avenue, about a block. That's all you can see. It's like looking into oblivion. This is the hardest it snowed for the entire storm. We had some visibilities down to 1/4 of a mile, but this is the worst. We'll see how long it goes. But Alex, we're making a run for 20.1 inches. Dulles has already exceeded 20. They did not get that dry slot this morning, and so they've had more snowfall. We'll keep you updated as the totals roll in here from the Capitol as we get into a whiteout here now for certainly a long period of time. Let's go to Dave Malkoff. Dave down in Philadelphia, or up in Philadelphia from here. Dave, what's the visibility like that for you, there for you?
Well, it's pretty good. You can see pretty far. You can see all the way down to that square down there. And if you walk around with me, you can see all these kids. You know where they're heading? They're heading over there to the Museum of Art. That's the famous Rocky Steps down there, where kids by the hundreds are now sliding down the steps. That's what's happening here in downtown Philadelphia. But take a look at the center city. We are walking through the streets of a major American city, and basically nobody's out here except for that police car and then another car that doesn't look like it's four-wheel drive right behind it. You wouldn't imagine that you would be able to do this on a Saturday, but more than 17.5 inches of snow have fallen on Philadelphia so far. It's paralyzed mass transit, it's shut down the airport, and now people are dealing with the cleanup. Look, we got another police vehicle coming down here. So they are patrolling, making sure that nobody's getting in too much trouble around Philadelphia. But right now, the people who are out are the people who are out taking pictures and having fun. We haven't seen anything really dangerous going on at this point. So all in all, people have heeded the warning. They've stayed inside with their vehicles. If they're out here, they're either on bicycles, on foot, or in one case that we saw, on cross-country skis in Center City, Philadelphia. Can you imagine that? This is going to be one for the history books, wouldn't you say?
So I know I've got family up in the Lehigh Valley, not too far up the road, and they're also wondering, is this one gonna best the 1996 storms? Dave, sometimes you got to get on those cross-country skis because you really, really need that cheesesteak, right?
Sure, yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Dave Malkoff from Philadelphia. I want to take you up to New York City, where the travel ban is now in effect. You are not allowed to be out on the roads in a car, so by foot, the only way to do it. And you can see where we normally see the cars, the taxis lined up. There's people walking out in the road, so by foot, the only way to do it. And that's the only way to travel because we've got very low visibilities, heavy snow still falling. All New York City areas have set daily records for snowfall. JFK, LaGuardia, Central Park, Newark as well, up and down the East Coast. There's the radar. That heavy snow continues from the Lehigh Valley through New York. We're going to have more live reports coming up after the break.
Your brain is an amazing thing. But as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
I am never getting married. We're never having kids. We are never moving to the suburbs. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
When a moment spontaneously turns romantic, why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. Insurance coverage has expanded nationally, and you may now be covered. Contact your health plan for the latest information.
Severe weather is I think, when the Weather Channel really shines. You see everyone come together during severe weather events. What it comes down to is that this weather is affecting people. When you start linking the people side up to the weather and the science and the data, it makes a real connection and starts, I think, drive home the importance of what we do.
Experience all the fun of a 2-night Bahamas Paradise cruise for the amazing low price of just $109. For $109, you'll enjoy a 2-night Bahamas cruise that includes 5-course dining, spectacular live shows, luxurious spa, lots of fun on the ship, and more fun in the Bahamas. If you're looking for a longer vacation, add a 2- or 4-night Bahamas stay to your cruise at the beautiful all-inclusive Grand Lucayan Resort. Enjoy spectacular white sand beaches, family fun, fine dining, golf, and so much more. A 2-night Bahamas cruise for just $109 with an option to add a Bahamas resort stay is an amazing deal and the best value anywhere. This $109 price won't last. So call 800-814-7100. That's 800-814-7100. 800-814-7100.
To today.
I think what makes the Weather Channel's coverage unique is that we are meteorologists. We know the weather, and that makes a tremendous difference.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
Ram's continued leadership is eye-opening, like Ram 3500 with the best towing, best torque, the best payload, and Ram 1500 with the best fuel economy. It's no wonder more people are driving Ram trucks than ever before. Guts, glory, Ram.
Get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2016 Ram 1500. Hurry to your Ram dealer today.
A wind advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 61 degrees under fair skies with windy conditions. Tonight, mainly clear and windy, low 40. Sunday, a mainly sunny sky, high 60. Sunday night, clear to partly cloudy, low 49. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back. We continue our coverage of Winter Storm Jonas. This is Hamilton, New Jersey, where the snow has been coming down hard. You can see all you see is white really out there. The trees are covered, the roads are covered, your backyard's covered, and the winds, they are strong across the east, and that is allowing for that blowing and drifting at times, really reducing visibility. So really recommended that you are not out there on the roads. In some spots, you're not allowed to be. New York City travel ban currently in place. We've got crews all out across the east, and we're going to be checking in with them shortly. Right now, we want to show you one of our folks out in Hagerstown, Maryland. This is one of our storm trackers, Kip Metcalf, who has been driving around giving us the scene in Hagerstown. And Hagerstown right along that 81 corridor, and that seems to be one of the hardest hit areas through parts of west central Maryland, down into the panhandle of West Virginia and north central parts of Virginia. However, we have seen daily records broken, if not crushed, across some of those eastern cities, including the Baltimore area. Baltimore 19.8 inches already. And joining us on the phone is Baltimore Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake. And Mayor, I've got to ask you, do you have any kind of travel bans in place or any things you're telling residents as far as not getting out there on the roads?
We don't have a travel ban. We have travel restriction. What we're asking is for people to stay off the road unless they have to travel. Even those four-wheel drive vehicles and cars with the snow tires are having difficulty. Some of our fire and police vehicles are having difficulty because the snow just continues to come down. It's pretty relentless.
And what about a snow removal crew? Is there any idea on how many you have out on the roads right now continuing to clear out that snow?
We have our crews on 12-hour shifts. We have over 500 pieces of equipment, including contractors, and we're continuing to fight it out. You know, the goal is to stay on top of the snow removals on the primary and secondary streets, so we don't have to move the snow with the snow movers. We can just plow.
And what about resources for residents who may not have a warm place to stay? People out there who don't have a residence, are there shelters open or places available for these people to go, stay warm, stay out of the snow?
Oh, absolutely. We have outreach workers looking for our homeless individuals, making sure that they are in a warm place. We're looking to open additional shelters as needed. We want people to know that if they have, if they're homeless, if they see a homeless person and they're in Baltimore, just to dial 311 and we'll be on it.
Any other emergency management issues? Have they been out there trying to get stranded drivers as far as, what people could need in this? Do you have extra people in as far as emergency managers?
Oh, absolutely. We have roving inspectors. But I will say, I was just so grateful. We put the word out that we wanted people to stay off the street. We closed the city early yesterday. Many businesses closed, and this is the best I think residents have done as far as staying off the street that I've seen in my more than 20 years in public service. So I'm very, very grateful that people have heeded the warning. They're prepared. They have their movies all queued up. They have their food, their toilet paper.
Yeah, it is great. And do you wonder if maybe what happened in D.C. Wednesday evening kind of showed people what could be them should they not prepare, should they not stay in?
Oh, absolutely. It was treacherous in that region just a few days ago. And, we've been through this before with Snowmageddon in 2010. We saw what happens when you have this type of snow. So we're tough, but, the storm is tough, but we're tougher. That's
exactly right. And when you prepare right, it makes it so much easier. Mary Rawlings Blake, thank you so much for joining us, giving an idea of what's going on in the city of Baltimore. As we leave you now, we'll be right back, but here's a look at Hagerstown, Maryland, over 20 inches of snow. Look at the I-81, I-70 interchange.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a vitamin verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended letter vitamin brand.
Now everyone who uses catheters can get a better catheter with Liberator Medical's free catheter sample pack. These new catheters are better than ever, easier to use, more convenient, comfortable, virtually pain-free. Don't wait. Call now and get your free catheter sample pack. There's the all-new compact catheter for women, pre-lubricated, no drips, no mess, fits in your purse. The self-lubricated catheter, it lubricates itself in the package, comfortable, no mess. The closed system catheter, pre-lubricated with its own collection bag, proven to reduce UTIs. The discreet pocket catheter, curved to fit in your pocket to go anywhere. The polished eyelet catheter for micro-smooth comfort, reduces friction and pain. Call now. We'll also bill Medicare and your insurance for you. Call for your free catheter sample pack with free shipping. Call Liberator Medical.
Call 1-800-601-3450. That's 1-800-601-3450.
Now get 10% off major appliances $396 and more at Lowe's.
Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. Killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
The longest-lasting midsize sedan in its class. The 2016 Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
Here in the city, parking is hard to find. Seems like everyone drives. And those who do should switch to Geico because you could save hundreds on car insurance. Oh, perfect. Valet parking. Hello.
Evening, sir.
Here's the keys. And go easy on my right, mate. Wouldn't mind some of that beef Wellington.
To see how much you could save on car insurance, go to geico.com.
It's okay.
I really want there to be a venue where people who are trying to make a difference can have a voice and have a place to talk about their passions. Weather, climate, environment, technology, science. They're the topics of our lives right now. So let's talk about it.
A wind advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 61 degrees under fair skies with windy conditions. Tonight, mainly clear and windy, low 40. Sunday, a mainly sunny sky, high 60. Sunday night, clear to partly cloudy, low 49. Here's our 7-day outlook.
past the hour. We welcome you back into our continuing live coverage of Winter Storm Jonas. I want to talk about the New England states a little bit. Notice some of those heavy bands of snow working into parts of Connecticut and then getting into Rhode Island and parts of Massachusetts as well. We've been talking to reporter Justin Michaels from NECN, who says the snow is picking up in Falmouth, Massachusetts. We're also watching the New York City area very closely. Take a look at that. When you're in those dark shades of blue, the snow is coming down hard. Visibilities are low. And boy, we have seen that in the D.C. area as well. Let's take you live towards Cape Cod, Massachusetts. You can see snow on the roadway, temperature 31 degrees. Not a lot of people out there on the roads. That really has been the good news. One thing that I think helps is that this is a Saturday, and I think a lot of folks have learned the lesson from previous snowstorms, seeing people stuck out on roadways for hours on end, and perhaps have made the decision to stay home. There's a look at Cape Cod, where the snow is coming down all the way to just south of Boston. Brockton seeing some moderate snow as well. And as far as still to come, you can see out on the Cape, we do expect snowfall totals of a foot to even a foot and a half, 8 to 12 inches into that part of Massachusetts as well. I want to take you back to New York City, where I mentioned that snow coming down hard right now. Our own Sam Champion out there. We've seen people out there on foot. And Sam, I actually saw something on Twitter where people were cross-country skiing in Manhattan on the streets.
Absolutely. Oh, hang on, ma'am. Come on over. Come on over. I see you coming at me. Hi, how are you? Tell me your name.
Penny from Wisconsin.
Penny, nice to see you. How are you? I saw you. Now, Penny, let me first show you Penny's sign, because I saw her running at me. So I want to make sure you get on TV. And then we got some business to do, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you,
no,
Sam.
nice to see you, lady. Nice to see you. Stay warm and dry. All right, Penny. I saw that sign come running at me. I'm like, no, we got to get Penny on TV first. All right, let's do the important stuff for you, though, right now. I got to tell you, we got some new information. This is, understand that information is slow coming out of everywhere right now because of the situation. This is coming to us from New Jersey State Highway Patrol. 222 crashes reported, this all the way up until 1 o'clock. Now, they've had calls for help. 868, I think is what it says. There's a big snowflake on my lens right there. The other thing I want to tell you is the last updated snowfall total right here in Central Park, 14.7, but that's at 1 o'clock. That is not accurate. We have stacked up at least an inch of snow since then, just sweeping it off our steps, off our satellite truck. And I'm sure it's been more than that in the official measuring areas. So we're still looking at these things slow to come in. We'll give you the information as soon as we get it. The other thing I want to tell you is that at 4 o'clock, which is coming up at us right now, let me just look at the time. We're 3:31 Eastern time on the East Coast. So it's important to know that at 4 o'clock, if you're waiting for any kind of elevated rail service, that's over at that time. It's nothing's happening. Whether that's the subway elevated lines or LIRR, or even looking up toward Metro North. So let me just quickly show you, Catherine, if you can, put down those enhanced snowfall rates there in total. I just want to show you what's happening here. Look at this. Look at that heavy, heavy, heavy band of snow. It actually comes out of, yes, southern Massachusetts. If you didn't think you were going to get into some of the heavier snow, all the way across the Rhode Island coast, look at that cutting across Long Island, still in this band, and so is New York. Now, one of the things you're going to notice now for the next few hours is this western line, the infamous dry air that retreated enough to allow this storm to move north, is now pushing back in. So you're going to see that western line, that northern line, tighten up quite a bit. So we're ending the snow in Hudson Valley, but we are not ending the snow at a lot of the Hudson Valley. I mean, it really is. You can just see what's happening there. But we're not going to end it in New York for a little while. And look at that line. It goes all the way through central New Jersey into Philadelphia as well. And if you've been tweeting me, as you've been tweeting me from Philadelphia, you guys were hit hard, and we saw it. We got all your pictures. Every picture you send to me, I'm retweeting. I just wanted to let you know what's going on out here. There's still some taxis. We did see, one of the questions on Twitter was, are we going to watch one of these arrests go down on the Weather Channel of folks who are driving past the travel ban? And I will tell you that we did see someone get a ticket. We just couldn't get the camera spun around fast enough to get there. But we do see some traffic, but they're out there with the horns and the sirens kind of pulling people over as they see them. So do not drive. If your family is trying to drive an Uber car or a taxi or something around town, pull them inside and tell them it's just not worth it. Let's get back into the studio.
We want to take you down
I'm sorry,
the road.
Mike Seidel. Mike!
I was going to do it
No,
for
I'm
you.
sorry. I didn't hear. Sorry, Alex. Is it? Are we going to Mike? Because I'd love to talk to Mike and find out what's happening. Mike, it's been a long road for you, my friend. You've been out all day, all night in this stuff. So what's it like there? And you can see what our image are. Have you seen some of our snow here in the New York City area?
Yes, I have. We are, Sam, right now getting the worst of the storm that we've seen. The visibility is 1/8 of a mile over at Reagan National. Now, I measured the snowfall around the Capitol here, 17 to 18 inches, officially at Reagan as of 1 o'clock Eastern. As Sam mentioned, that's the latest stop they got at Central Park, 14.9. So we're probably up around 17 or 18 inches here at the Capitol. We'll wait for Reagan to come in. We're hoping to get to 20.1 and set the second biggest storm on record. Everybody out there, how was the sledding?
It was okay. It was very crowded.
Wait a minute. What is this? Is a Tupperware container.
It doubles as under your bed, and now you.
Did it work?
It did not work.
Did that work? And you said it's crowded, right?
Yes, it's very crowded.
Well, that's because now it's legal, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's doing it for the first time in 40 years?
Exactly.
Well, thanks for stopping by. Well, there you go. That's the big thing today. It's finally legal to sled on the Capitol grounds, and as I just said, it's packed over there. The snow is blowing sideways here. Our temperature's at 28 degrees, and we're going to be in this for a while. We had the dry slot this morning from D.C. East that shut down the snow or made it very light. Dallas stayed in the thick of things. We're up over 21 inches. So at this point, we're going to be in the thick of it for a while. Those bands now wrapping around. Down on the Eastern Shore, Route 1 in Delaware is now shut down from the Indian River Inlet Bridge into the north side of Bethany because of coastal flooding. We'll be back with more on Jonas from the Weather Channel. Sit tight.
If my hands are dried and cracked, I can't do my job efficiently.
My hands are dry from washing my hands lots of times a day.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry, cracked hands.
O'Keefe's works.
I saw it working for my husband, and I knew I had to try it.
Learn more at O'Keefe'sCompany.com.
O'Keefe's. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands and feet.
I'm here at my house on Thanksgiving Day, and I have a massive heart attack right in my driveway. The doctor put me on a Bayer aspirin regimen.
Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Go talk to your doctor. You're not indestructible anymore.
I've seen hurricanes, floods, I've seen tornadoes. We give out Duracell batteries after the worst happens. And when the power's out for days, we stay with them. You might say they lost everything, but that's not what I see. I see a different kind of power. I saw it in Ruth, Adam, Tom. It's the power they have inside of them. The power to move forward.
At Duracell, we believe that's the power that never, ever goes out.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier Tire, even when half worn, it's still safe, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier Tire. Safe when new, safe when worn.
Here's something new. Now you can get the Weather Channel forecasts on the new LL Bean app. Just tap, shop, and discover. The new app from LL Bean, featuring forecasts from the Weather Channel. Download today.
Coughing, sniffling, and wishing you could stay in bed all day. When your cold is this bad, you need new Theraflu Express Max. Theraflu Express Max combines maximum strength medicines available without a prescription to fight your worst cold and flu symptoms, so you can feel better fast and get back to the job at hand. New Theraflu Express Max, the power to feel better.
Princess is the only cruise line that offers Discovery and Animal Planet shore excursions for truly meaningful travel. Immerse yourself in your destinations and return home rich with new memories. Princess Cruises, come back new. See all the Discovery at Sea excursions at princess.com.
If you have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, isn't it time to let the real you shine through? Introducing Otezla, a Premolast. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. Some people who took Otezla saw 75% clearer skin after 4 months. And Otezla's prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't take Otezla if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. Otezla may increase the risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Side effects may include diarrhea, nausea, upper respiratory tract infection, and headache. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Ask your doctor about Otezla today. Otezla. Show more of you.
All we need to sell Strongbow Hard Cider is ice. Oh, and an award for best tasting hard cider. You're in our shot.
No, I'm not.
Strongbow!
A wind advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 61 degrees under fair skies with windy conditions. Tonight, mainly clear and windy, low 40. Sunday, a mainly sunny sky, high 60. Sunday night, clear to partly cloudy, low 49. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Want to take you to the Bronx, where wheels are spinning, but you're not going anywhere. Unfortunately, driving conditions have really gone from bad to worse across a lot of the Northeast. And in the New York City area, now you're not even allowed to be out there. And this is the reason why. They don't want people getting stuck, getting stranded, or worse, getting hurt in car accidents because of the snow and the slush covering those roadways. They want the crews to be able to get out there and clear the roads, and they want emergency managers to be able to get out and help people in emergencies. You know, we've got 18 inches in JFK, LaGuardia, daily records for both of them, 17 inches in Islip, 14.7 as of 1 o'clock in Central Park. Now we take you down 95 into the Philadelphia area, city of brotherly love, also dealing with the snow. We have seen some of our highest snow totals across the state of Pennsylvania, generally across the south central part of the state, although heading up into the Lehigh Valley, some impressive totals there as well. I want to send it over to Dave Malkoff in Philadelphia. Looks like everybody's having a lot of fun, and I know you're out there in front of the Art Museum, so I'm sure everybody's doing the Rocky Run in the snow.
Yeah, they're trying to,
yeah,
but I hope they don't slip on their way up there. I want to show you something that's going on right now. This will be, safe to say, one of the most iconic views of this storm here in Philadelphia. Look at this. Just as she was saying, it's the Rocky Steps here at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. But right now it's turned into a snow sledding hill. In the last couple hours since we first came out here, well, these folks have easily doubled. Look at this. We've got kids, we've got adults, we've got dogs. Whoa! And you almost got a reporter who ended up plowed down by these guys. How are you doing? How is it?
Great!
Is it really fun? Have you ever done this before?
Yeah, we did it 2 winters ago.
Oh, yeah. So this is something people do when they come out.
Definitely.
Yeah, but
we go to Drexel, so the whole campus basically comes over. Really great. And it's so fun because there's so much snow.
Shout out to Drexel University, everybody. Good. So we've got all these folks coming down the hill. Let me just show you over here. We've got a little bit of a pathway so you can get up to the top, but there is a long line to get to the top. Remember, this is the Rocky Steps. So as you're running up here like Sylvester Stallone, you get to the top and you do the bounce. But we've got a lot of things happening around the Pennsylvania area. Let's take you to Bethlehem so we can see what's going on there. You've got a lot of snow on the ground, and on the interstate, on the turnpike, you've got a lot of backup. So as you go east of here, you're going to see a lot of backup on the highways. But right here, you've got hundreds and hundreds of people. Just take a look at this for a second. It's amazing to think that this is a concrete stairwell of all these people coming down here. And if you just do a 360, you can see how many people. I mean, it's safe to say there's 400 or 500 people here, and it wasn't like that just a couple hours ago. There were just a couple hundred people here. Now it's easily doubled, with all these folks taking advantage of the more than 17.5 inches of snow that have dropped here in Philadelphia, making it fun for all these folks. As I jump out of the way, Alex.
Watch out for those sledders. Glad everybody is having a blast, and I gotta give you a big thumbs up for running to the top of those stairs and not huffing and puffing. Go you. Thanks,
I try.
We're going to check back in with you. Right now, I want to send it over to Tom Nizzle and Carl Parker with some more expert analysis. But guys, man, he's running up to the top of those stairs in the snow. That makes it extra tough.
Yeah, and boy, a lot of fun out there. And Tom and I were talking about the fact that, you know, it's a very dangerous storm, but also it's an opportunity for a lot of fun. It's kind of a party when everybody gets out there.
That's it. You know, when you finally get through all the mess of travel and getting everybody home and getting settled down to go outside and enjoy the storm, the fun that you were seeing out on that hill, that is fantastic for families, and that's what I did up north. That's how you do it. That's how you enjoy it.
But don't turn your back on sledders.
Don't. That's it. Sled hill experience. Do not do that. Before you know it, you will literally be going head over heels.
So we've been watching this area of snow that's contracting in Maryland and Virginia, but it's also sharpening up at the same time.
Yes, it is. And very intense bands of snow here. You saw Mike Seidel down to an 1/8 mile visibility with the heavy snow coming down in Washington. Carl, we still have several hours of this to go, and that band of snow works its way from Washington all the way up through New York City, and now, Carl, into the Cape. Cape Cod, Nantucket's down to 1/8 mile, winds gusting over 50 miles an hour right now.
Yeah, and over 70, according to one report.
One report.
Yeah, heavy snow being reported in eastern Pennsylvania right now. There you go, 38 mile per hour wind gust at Washington National, so the blizzard still pretty much underway. Officially now 15 inches at Reagan National, but when we go out to the west, 5-foot drifts in Fairfax, and then just north of Dulles Airport, 30 inches in Ashburn. Amazing.
You show up, you stay up, you listen, you laugh, you worry. You do whatever it takes to take care of your family. And when it's time to plan for your family's future, we're here for you. We're LegalZoom, and for over 10 years, we've helped families just like yours with wills and living trusts. So when you're ready, start with us. Doing the right thing has never been easier. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
At the Joseph A. Bank Buy More, Save More sale, get up to 75% off all suits and sport coats when you buy 3, including traveler suits now $199 each when you buy 3. Plus, take an extra 50% off most clearance. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
When the weather turns serious, the first thing I'm thinking is, how do I communicate the message very clearly to people so they understand what the risk is and how to...
The most successful new waterfront address in Palm Beach Gardens, Azure. An ultra-luxury condominium offering a resort and concierge lifestyle. Announcing the opening of our final phase of contemporary residences up to 5,000 square feet. Call today for a personal appointment.
It took dozens of prototypes, hundreds of crash simulations, thousands of hours of painstaking craftsmanship, and an infinite reserve of patience to create a vehicle that looks, drives, and thinks like nothing else on the road. The all-new GLC, the SUV the world has been waiting for.
Visit Mercedes-Benz of North Palm Beach today, between PGA Boulevard and North Lake on alternate A1A.
9.
A wind advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 61 degrees under fair skies with windy conditions. Tonight, mainly clear and windy, low 40. Sunday, a mainly sunny sky, high 60. Sunday night, clear to partly cloudy, low 49. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Just about 50 minutes past the hour as we continue our coverage of Winter Storm Jonas. We've got the snow side, but also the coastal flooding side. It looked like maybe snow blowing, but no, these are the waves crashing ashore in Lewis, Delaware. And Michael Lowry is here with me. And Michael, you said these waves are really what can cause a lot of the problems in these scenarios.
Yeah, in some cases, the storm surge, which is the still water part of this that's being pushed ashore by the strong winds, maybe only 3-4 feet, but talk about 10, 15-foot waves on top of that, and that's major destruction that can happen along the coast. You can see the lower part of these homes being eroded by the high waves here, and then Alex, unfortunately, another one of these coastal flood cycles coming up here this evening.
Yeah, we've got to watch high tide this evening, and the areas you're most concerned about, you would say, from parts of Maryland, say around Ocean City, up towards South Jersey.
Exactly where you're seeing the pictures right here. Lewis, Delaware is one of those areas that is going to see another round of flooding. It could be as severe as what we saw here. You know, and then you're talking about going into the evening hours, so there won't be any sunlight, and in many places they're still without power. So this could be a scarier event going into the evening hours. Don't let your guard down here. We still have a lot to go with Winter Storm Jonas in the coastal side of this. What's driving all of the flooding is the winds. Regardless of whether or not it's a tropical or a non-tropical storm, you see me a lot during hurricane season, but if it's a winter type storm, it's still the winds that's producing the flooding. You can see the wind gusts 44 miles per hour in Atlantic City, 44 miles per hour in Georgetown. These are brisk winds, and there's a long stretch of these winds. It's the fetch, the distance over which that wind is blowing, that builds up the seas and creates the waves here. So this is going to scoot off toward the east-northeast, and as it does so, those winds are going to continue to push toward the coastline through the evening hours as we go into that high tide here at 8:22 there in Lewis, Delaware. So anywhere from 6 to 9 p.m., we're talking about another round of coastal flooding on either side, a few hours either side of that high tide, coming down during the morning hours, early morning hours, and then once again, I think we're going to deal with some minor, probably coastal flooding issues here as we go into tomorrow morning. So this is a multi-day event. Timing this out for you here, you can see how the winds oriented really still toward the coast. This is this evening. This is later this evening. Remember that high tide's at 8 o'clock, but as we go into the overnight hours, those winds are going to be more parallel to the shorelines, even offshore, and that's a good thing if you can get the winds pushing the water in the other direction, at least for the ocean side. But you have to remember there are people that live on the bay side as well, so the back side of some of these barrier islands will get some flooding as Winter Storm Jonas pulls off to the east of New Jersey in the mid-Atlantic. This is what we're looking at, Alex, in terms of what I'm expecting through Sunday. Minor to moderate flooding all the way down through the lower Chesapeake Bay, and also we can't forget about the northeast and New England. That's around the Cape there of Massachusetts, Plymouth, Scituate, also in line for some minor to moderate flooding tomorrow. Alex.
All right, Michael, thank you so much. You have really been on top of this throughout the event. You're looking live at New York City. We've got crews there, Sam Champion, and of course all of our crews are live on Periscope when they're not on air, so make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Periscope. We'll be right back.
You both have a perfect driving record.
Perfect.
No tickets, no accidents.
That is until one of you clips a food truck ruining your perfect record.
Yeah.
Now, you would think your insurance company would cut you some slack, right?
No, your insurance rates go through the roof. Your perfect record doesn't get you anything.
Anything.
Perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I need to collect your phone so you can't post pictures. How does it feel to not be connected?
My chest hurts.
Let me show you a better way to keep connected. The 2016 Chevy Cruze offers built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi that connects up to 7 devices.
Current qualified GM lessees can get a sign and drive lease on this well-equipped Cruze Limited for around $179 a month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
If you have high blood pressure like I do, many cold medicines may raise your blood pressure. That's why there's Coricidin HBP. It relieves cold symptoms without raising blood pressure. So look for powerful cold medicine with the heart. Coricidin HBP.
Jet.com is here. The smart way to save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since... Where's the money? Cash registers. Sorcery. With Jet.com, you can save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since shopping.
We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week. AMHQ is right here and weather ready.
Let me get you ready for the day weather-wise.
We've got a lot going on this morning. Definitely see what kind of pattern we've had.
So start your morning routine with Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, Jan Carfagna, and the rest of AMHQ.
It is a team here at the Weather Channel, and an awesome team at that.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
We are looking live at Washington, D.C., where you can't see much of anything. Just one of the areas where we've got a state of emergency in effect. Notice that's the Capitol building. You can kind of make it out, but it is very tough to see. Our own Mike Seidel and Jim Cantori have been in D.C. giving us the latest on what's happening. The snow really picking up at times, reducing visibilities. A lot of people, though, out there trying to get their sled on, as you can finally sled legally on the Capitol grounds. So we're going to be getting another live report there in a moment. You know, we've seen daily records in Dulles, Reagan, BWI, and Tom Nizzle, Carl Parker are standing by. You guys have been watching this carefully, and we can still see plenty of snow in many spots.
Yeah, you know, the models were kind of back and forth about whether or not we would see this arc of snow pivot up into southern New England fully.
Well, yeah.
And it's really happening now.
Yeah, and this was something we've been concerned about. We've talked about the probabilities of getting this snow up in toward the Boston area. And I want to show you this. This is a radar loop over the last 6 hours, and it literally is a pivoting snow band here on a very large scale. Earlier on, the axis of the snow band was kind of a west-east direction, Carl. And over the last several hours, we've seen the band kind of pivot, and now it's working its way up across the Cape. How far, much farther north is it going to go? Probably right on the edge of Metro Boston here, where you're going to likely pick up somewhere in the range of 4 or 5 inches of snow. But down along the Cape here, along with another foot of snowfall likely. In fact, 12 to 18 inches is what we're forecasting some of these areas. Winds are gusting over 70 miles an hour in Nantucket.
Quite a storm. And we're seeing a sharpening of that banding now in the eastern part of Pennsylvania. A lot of heavy snow being reported at Allentown, as well as down to just outside of Philly.
Yeah, and once again at Philly, look at the winds gusting to 38 miles an hour, and there you have it. There's that darker banding that we're seeing here, and that's going to continue to put down snowfall rates over an inch an hour for the next several hours.
And there's Central Park gusting to 35, so we've got an ongoing blizzard there in the New York City metro area. Another 5 or 6 inches expected. We'll have much more in Jonas coming right up.
Soup and sandwich and somewhere to go and clean and real and nowhere to be and warmth and looking good and sandwich and soup and inside jokes and Dan is back. Good, clean food pairs well with anything. The Clean Pairings menu, 500 calories or less. At Panera, food as it should be.
A wind advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 60 degrees under fair skies with windy conditions. Tonight, mainly clear and windy, low 40. Sunday, a mainly sunny sky, high 60. Sunday night, clear to partly cloudy, low 49. Here's our 7-day outlook.